welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to be talking about makeup. I know. Today, we're actually going to be looking at some skincare. I have with me the Alya Skin Australian Pink Clay Mask, which I have been testing out for you guys to see what it does for my skin, basically. Just a quick disclaimer, the item was sent to me in PR. The brand did reach out to me and asked me if I'd be interested in trying it out and doing a review and seeing what I thought of it, whether I would recommend it to you guys. But this is not sponsored, I'm not getting paid for this, and obviously all opinions are my own. By the way, if you guys are interested in this look that I've got on right now, I have actually filmed it. It will be up after this video, so it should be my next one. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, but you want to see how to do this look, then do make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on that next video. So Alya Skin is an Australian skincare brand. They are based in Melbourne. I believe that this was the first item that they launched, and since then they have expanded their range to include another 3 items. They also offer a micellar foaming cleanser, a moisturizer, and an exfoliator. And all of those products are cruelty-free and vegan. In the UK, you can buy the products from the brand's own website, and they do offer free worldwide shipping. However, the products do ship either from the US or from Australia, which means that when they get to the UK, chances are you may have to pay a customs fee. Now, in the UK, we do have the option of ordering from Beauty Bay, which does mean you will avoid those custom fees. But the main advantages of ordering directly from their website is that it looks like they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not happy with the product, which is always very, very helpful, especially when ordering skincare online in case the item just doesn't work for you. And also they do offer bundles, allowing you to buy multiples of the mask or the mask alongside other items to reduce your overall cost. Because this mask does retail for £30. I mean, as far as the world of skincare goes, it's not the most expensive mask out there. There's definitely far, far more expensive, but it's also quite a bit pricier than any clay masks that I've bought before. And when I first received the mask, I have to say that I did think this looked rather small for £30. Of course, I did want to see how it compared to other similar products, and I do have in my collection the Revolution Skincare Pink Clay Mask. This one retails for £8, and when you put them next to each other, this one looks maybe a little bit smaller. It's definitely shorter, but it's also slightly wider, so I figured they'd be pretty similar. Well, actually, this one contains 50 grams, and this one 120. So actually, this one's not bad. You're getting over double the product that you're getting in this one. Now, of course, I can't do a review without mentioning the cost per gram. So the Alya Skin one comes to 25p per gram, and the Revolution one in comparison is 16p. So this mask definitely is still pricier, but not as expensive as you may have thought in the first place, just because it does contain so much more product. And if the results are going to be better with this slightly more expensive mask than they are with some cheaper options, then I'm happy to pay that difference in price because it's worth it at the end of the day. So let's jump into the details of the product. So we've got some really, really basic information on the jar and on the box. The only information we get about the goals of the product, I guess, is that it helps to detoxify and brighten. We have some steps here that they call the process, which are just instructions on how to use the mask. And then on the other side, we have a competition that you can enter to win a year's supply of skincare, which I wouldn't mind a year's supply of skincare. That sounds pretty good to me. This information also appears on the box. So on one side here we have competition, and then on the other side the process. And then on the back here we have what they call the little things, which is the ingredient list for the mask. So the first ingredient in the mask is, and I know I'm gonna say it wrong even though I've heard this pronounced in so many skincare videos, kaolin clay, I'm not too sure, but that is the first ingredient. The second one is water, and then the third one is bentonite clay. So both of those clays are ones that come back so often in skincare. You can't have a clay mask without clay, right? Kaolin clay is apparently the gentlest type of clay that is used in skincare, and it won't dry your skin out, so it's nice to see that one as the first ingredient. While bentonite clay is used in skincare as a healing ingredient, which in a product that's aimed for acne, Sounds like what you want, isn't it? The fourth ingredient on the list is witch hazel, which is definitely a very, very popular ingredient when it comes to acne skincare. However, I feel like it's a really, really divisive one. Some people love it to help tighten their pores and reduce the feeling of oiliness in the skin, but other people prefer to stay away from it because they feel that it is too sensitizing or over drying depending on the formulations that it is in. After that, we have aloe leaf juice, and aloe is going to be really, really great for soothing the skin. And then following that, we have several different fruit extracts, which just always sound so fancy when they put fruit extracts in them. I don't know what any of them do, but I know they sound fancy. There is also ascorbic acid in the formulation, so that's going to be really, really great for retexturizing and brightening the skin. And there is also no mention of the word fragrance on the ingredient list, which is really, really great, especially with a product that is marketed towards more acne prone skins. You do really want to try and avoid fragrance because they can be really, really sensitizing. Now, I do notice that there are oils in there and all these different fruit extracts. I'm not 100% sure whether any of them are considered essential oils or fragrances, but on the bright side, if you are sensitive to them, you can actually just see them in there rather than having to guess what the word fragrance means, which is very often the case with a lot of skincare. And then just on the bottom of the box, we have directions for use. So we basically have the information again, and we do have some warnings. So do not use on skin that is irritated, broken, or sunburned, which is often the case with most treatment skincare. You want to make sure that you are keeping your skincare as simple as possible if your skin is really, really damaged. We also have the shelf life after opening, which is 12 months. And what I do really like as well, on the bottom of the mask itself, we have the manufacturing date and we have the expiry date. So my mask will expire on the 12th of November 2022. So I do really, really like that that is information that is very clearly included on there. So just for a tiny bit more information that is not included on the jar, I'm just on their website at the moment. It does say detoxifies and brighten your skin, which that was written on the jar, so I don't know why I've read it. It's suitable for sensitive skin, which is absolutely a plus. It helps to tighten the skin's pores, extract pollutants and nasties from the skin, and helps reduce inflammation caused by acne and eczema. And the mask is also free of parabens, SLS, or other harsh chemicals. We do even have a bit more information when you click on the benefits tab. So the kaolin, I still don't know how to say it, kaolin clay removes toxins, pollutants and nasties from your skin. Definitely a big plus if you are living in a city. I would have really, really needed this when living in London because I'm sure my skin was gross. It helps to remove pigmentation clusters from your skin's surface, as well as stimulate regeneration of skin cells. Well, I'm going to be in my late 20s soon, so that sounds like something that I need. Also helps to detox, reduces skin inflammation and assists in removing eczema and acne, contains antioxidants that are amazing for your skin's health, tightens your pores and gives you smooth skin. Again, that sounds pretty good to me. And finally, cleansing, provides anti-aging light effect and tones the skin, speeds up the healing of pimples, detoxifies your skin from all the nasty pollutants that comes in contact with our skin, keeping it fresh and healthy. I think that's pretty much it for all the details of the product. So I figured what I would do with this video when I started using the mask was just to try it out and show you guys where my skin started off and what effects the mask was having on my skin. And I ended up using it throughout the whole month of April because I really wanted to give you guys a good period of using it. If you're only testing skincare for 1 week, 2 weeks, you're not seeing any long-term results. So I figured if I tested it for a whole month, the whole month of April, I was going to give it a really, really good go. And I also figured that I wasn't going to be leaving the house anytime soon, so if something went horribly wrong, at least no one was going to see me if I tried it during lockdown. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's jump back to the beginning of April and see where my skin was. Alright guys, so it is day 1 of trying this mask. It's currently Wednesday, the 1st of April, and I definitely feel like I have a double chin appearing the longer I stay inside. So hopefully we're allowed outside pretty soon. I am gonna go and take my makeup off and wash my face so that I can try this mask on. If you guys want to see the tutorial for this look, it will be up on my channel, so I will link it up in the cards. So yeah, I'm just gonna go and do that really, really quickly, and then I'm gonna come back and show you the current state of my skin. Alright, so I've taken all of my makeup off. I've double cleansed. I will have all the products that I used listed in the description box down below. It's all gone apart from the lovely little pink stains that I have on my eyelids right now, but what are you gonna do about that? So here is my skin. It's not great at the moment. I get like a lot of little white heads just popping up all the time. My forehead has really cleared up at the moment. I feel like it's my cheeks at the moment that are struggling. I mean, as you can see clearly, we've got, you know, scabs here and there from where I've had spots. This one's developed today and it's just got a massive red mark around it. So we're gonna find out if this mask can sort my life out, basically. I have high expectations for it. This is what it looks like when you open it up. So it's just got a little protective lid, and I mean then inside it's a pretty standard pink clay mask. It doesn't come with an applicator, which I'm a little bit disappointed by. If I'm getting a more expensive mask that comes in a jar, I would quite like it to come with an applicator. But I do have these Revolution silicone applicators. I got them while they were on sale. They're meant to be for makeup. I mean, let's just go on with it. Oh, it feels really cold. Oh, it's scented. What does it smell of? Is it a bit lemony, maybe? So there it is on one cheek. I do feel it stinging a little bit here, and I do have a scab there. I mean, you're not really meant to use products over broken skin, but there we go. It's not an unpleasant smell. It's definitely a little bit lemony. That scab is definitely stinging. Well, there it goes on my eyebrow. And let's do the nose as well. So now, how long do we need to put it on for? 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna set a timer for 10 minutes now, and we're gonna see how it goes. Can make some thumbnails now though. Move the mirror out of the thumbnail. Goodbye. It's not uncomfortable or anything. I can see it's drying down, but it's not tight on my skin right now. The only kind of uncomfortable area is still that same scab, but everywhere else seems fine so far. It's just a bit boring when you wait for your face mask to be done, really. Don't know, I just don't really have anything to say about it so far. I'm about halfway in. I can feel it starting to stiffen up though now. It just takes so long. This is the worst part about face masks, because I don't have the patience for them. It's still comfortable, it's still moving around. I have 3 minutes to go. Oh, this is literally boring. But I can still move my face. I can actually still move my face. I don't know if that means that I've put too much product on there, I'm not sure. Oh, it's cracked around my nose. Okay, there we go. So it's been 10 minutes now. I can now definitely feel where it's dried on my skin, but it's not really, really tight and uncomfortable like some masks can be. So the next step on this is to remove the clay mask with a warm, wet towel. I'm just gonna go and rinse it off in my sink because that's just the easiest thing to do. As much as I definitely see how beneficial clay masks can be and why people use them and why people like them, there is nothing that I hate more than the sensation you get as you're taking it off, like that feeling of removing the wet clay. Oh, I just... so first impressions, I've still got loads left, haven't I? Oh my god. Let me remove that with some makeup remover. I hadn't even seen it. I've also got some in my hair, which I washed this morning, so that's great. So I wasn't really expecting anything, but I do feel like my pores are quite clean. Like my nose is kind of where it caught my eye, especially. I do feel like it looks like literally someone's gone in and cleaned out my pores, and here as well. Didn't expect that. That's interesting. I feel like with clay masks that I've tried in the past, I haven't really noticed that. Like this whole area feels really clean. Like it's been especially congested over the last couple of weeks. I didn't expect that. It feels clean. I'm really, really curious to see the long-term effects. What I'm gonna do is just update you guys regularly on the progress and just see how we're doing, but this feels really clean and I just didn't expect it. Alright guys, it is now Monday the 6th of April. I don't know if you can see that, probably not, it's really, really tiny. So I have now used the mask twice. I used it again last night. Again, I thought that my skin felt really, really clean afterwards. It looked really, really clean. This morning it feels a little bit rough and bumpy in places, but we've only used it twice. I felt like my skin was improving, and then I looked back and I looked at the footage from Wednesday, which obviously you guys have just seen, and wow, the difference in my skin is pretty big. Things have definitely calmed down. Is that just my skin kind of restoring itself naturally? Is that the mask? It's really, really hard to tell after only 2 uses. It's definitely going to be more of a long-term thing. But in terms of like this cheek in particular, I've got the footage in front of me. It has calmed down. It does look a lot less angry. And then, I mean, this cheek, definitely less angry overall, but there's a couple of bits in different places. It's really, really this cheek that is the biggest difference. Now, what I actually noticed is that when I woke up yesterday morning, I actually had a good amount of whiteheads that had just popped up. They weren't there the day before. I'd say like maybe at least a dozen had just appeared out of nowhere. So I used the face mask last night, and when I woke up this morning, I only had like a couple of whiteheads, so definitely a lot less. I'm wondering if maybe it was too long in between my first use of the mask and the second one. I've double checked on the box and there is definitely nothing about how often you would use this mask. I would normally aim to use a mask maybe twice a week, but I'm wondering if instead of doing that, I should maybe switch it to every 3 days, just because of the fact that yesterday, which was day number 4, when loads of whiteheads had started coming out. So maybe if my pores had been cleaned out on Saturday night, that wouldn't have happened. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So the next time I use it will be Wednesday, and then instead of Sunday I'll do Saturday, and so on and so on, and we'll just see how things are going. Hey guys, so it is now Monday the 13th of April. I said I would use the mask on Saturday night and I forgot, and then I thought I would use it last night on Sunday night and I forgot again. This is the thing with face masks. I always start them off with every intention of using them regularly, and then because they take at least 10 minutes every time, I just completely forget. So I thought I would jump on, and I was gonna say do it this morning, but it's already 12 o'clock. You know, does time really exist at this point anymore? Who knows? I just want to show you where we're at with my skin. It was definitely improving, but it took a bit of a step backwards, unfortunately, and that is not necessarily through having forgotten to use the mask, although I'm sure that would have helped heal it up. But I actually woke up on Friday morning with more whiteheads than I would have wanted, so that was 2 days after using the mask. I've looked at last week's footage and I feel like pretty much in the same place, maybe even a little bit better, but definitely not worse than that, so I will take that as a victory. This was just supposed to be a mask review, but I feel like at this point it's just turning into my lockdown diaries. So yeah, I woke up on Friday morning and I just had a lot more whiteheads than I expected it to. I don't really know what's caused it. It could be diet, because I have not been eating as healthily as I would have wanted. Every time I walk to the shop, I come out with some form of snack food. So my diet has not been great. That could be part of it. Maybe a little bit of stress because it's now Monday number 4 of this whole situation. I think everyone is just feeling it at the moment. So potentially could be that. I know it's not hormones, so it takes away the usual suspect. The other thing I think it could have been is maybe the weather as well. I felt like my skin was super oily this weekend while it was really hot. I would say it's probably one of those 3 things, probably weather and diet. They are my main suspects at this point. I really probably should have done the mask on Saturday night, like I said, especially considering I felt more oily, could lead to clogged pores. But the weather was really nice on Saturday, and as you guys know, if you're in England, if the weather's nice, you have to enjoy it. And so that's what we did on Saturday. We actually enjoyed the sunshine. As a result, I just forgot to do the mask. I look really creepy right now. Maybe I should take some more thumbnails. I might actually be losing my mind. There is so much more chin than there was when this started. It's week number 4, okay? That's it. Oh my god, there's like a massive patch left on my ear. Clay masks definitely are just an ordeal to remove. It does leave things feeling really, really clean. It really does, but not in a really dry and stripped off way like some things can. I do feel like right now I'm just seeing like more little spots kind of up here and everything, so I am really, really gonna try really hard not to touch them. That is definitely my biggest problem when it comes to my skin, is picking at spots, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna leave them. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a bit of an update, and I think I will carry on doing this literally just for the whole month of April, and we'll see where we stand. All right guys, it is now the 30th of April. I am looking incredibly fluffy right now. I have been playing with my hair like this way too much, trying to make it look correct, and now I'm a sheep. So I last used the mask last night, so that was the end of my month using the mask. I do have a good amount left in the pot, and I really, really wish I had weighed the product before I started so that I could weigh it now and tell you exactly how much I've used up. I would estimate I've got about a third left in there, so that's not bad for using it solidly twice a week. The only thing I've done today, apart from my normal skincare by the way, is I did pop on some pseudo creme earlier on my spots just to help them heal up, so that's the only thing out of the ordinary that I've done today. The first thing I'm going to say is that I figured out what was causing my skin to break out as much as it was. It's literally always the same thing every single time. It's down to hormones. It's that time of the month, and you would think that by the age of 26 I would know that if my skin is going bad, that's what's causing it, and somehow no. Somehow it's still a surprise every time. So yeah, my skin had definitely improved, and then I was kind of on and off over the last couple of weeks. So I'd improve slightly, the next day it would get worse again. It was just a cycle that kept repeating itself, and it was a bit disheartening. But looking at my face today in the monitor, I feel like I'm making progress. I've definitely still got whiteheads. I had some really nasty under the skin spots. I really felt like the mask made a difference at the beginning, and I feel like it has made one now. But while I was in that sort of 2-week period where I was on and off after the last time I filmed, I didn't really feel like it was doing all that much to me. It wasn't preventing any spots. I think it was probably helping with the healing, but there was so much more still coming out in that time that I didn't notice that difference. So I would say for me, the way that it seems to have worked best is after my period, once the hormones have calmed down, to just help clear everything up and prevent anything further from coming out. Whereas when I was on, a bit of a waste of product possibly. It wasn't stopping anything from happening. All right guys, so that was it for my month of using the product. So to see the results a little bit more clearly, what I did at the beginning is I took a photo of my skin at the time, and then I took another photo when I was recording that last bit so that I could show you guys some side-by-sides. Now, don't do what I did, kids. I forgot to check the focus of my camera. So unfortunately, the after photos are just not as sharp as the before photos, which really doesn't help anyone. I used some editing software to sharpen the image so that I could, well, literally get a clearer picture. There's no other way of putting it. Looking first of all at the left side of my face, I'm gonna put up the two pictures side by side. I can definitely see that there was an improvement during the month. We had some much more angry, much more scabby looking spots. They're definitely more spread around on the whole area of my cheek. Whereas when you look at the after photo, it looks a whole lot less inflamed. It looks a lot calmer. It's still quite angry around my chin, and there's like a little bit going on around the side of my face, but overall you can definitely see that there has been some improvement. Switching over now to the right side of my face, there's just not the same amount of progress there, unfortunately. I can see that there is, you know, some definite angry, scabby spots all around the lower part of my cheek. The forehead definitely has a bit less going on, but the chin doesn't. The area around my upper lip, just below my nose, that definitely is worse. So unfortunately on this side of my face, I just didn't see the progress that I expected. Now this isn't to say that this is a bad product, and in hindsight I really wish I'd taken a picture at that 2-week point where I was telling you guys that I could see something started to come up again, but I wasn't too sure what it was, because I feel like that's where I had the most improvement. I did feel like it was actually deep cleansing my pores. I had so much congestion right on my nose and I just couldn't get it to go away. My pores were looking really, really clogged, and one use of that mask and they were pretty much gone. And as it was doing that, it was helping out with whiteheads. I was definitely seeing a reduction in the number that were appearing day to day. Unfortunately, it seems that last month my hormones just came for me in a way that they hadn't in a long time. It's as though they knew that I was trying to get my skin under control, so they just didn't want to leave me alone. And when that happened, unfortunately, the mask just couldn't do anything to prevent anything new from coming up. It was still kind of helping to clear out my pores, but stuff was just appearing quicker than it could solve the problem. Obviously, everyone's skin is different, so it may be that for some people the mask works great even while they're on their period, but for me it did feel like I was possibly wasting the product and I could have saved it for a time where it would have been more effective. Now, I haven't actually used the mask since filming the footage just because I'm testing out some other skincare at the moment, but I'm really glad I have some left. I want to keep it around for the next time my pores are looking really clogged. I saw a video on the Mixed Makeup channel for a full routine for clogged pores and whiteheads, which involved using a clay mask, so I really want to try the routine with this product in there. Or even just, you know, the next time my hormones decide to crop back up, I will definitely be reaching for it then, but I will wait until my period is over to help things actually heal up this time, prevent anything new from coming back out. But I think if I use it while I'm on, it's unfortunately just going to be a waste of product for me. I guess the $1 million question with products that anyone receives in PR is whether or not they would actively go out and repurchase the item. I mean, that's a sign that you really loved it. At this moment in time, I have to say that I would not repurchase the product, and that is not because I think it's a bad product, absolutely not. If I could repurchase, I would, but I can't afford to. That's literally it. I only work 3 days a week, so spending £30 on a face mask, unfortunately for me right now, that is just not a priority. It's not something that I am able to focus my money on. However, I can say that the results that I got with this clay mask at the beginning were definitely superior to drugstore clay masks that I have tried, and it was probably the best one I've ever used. So I think what would be great for someone like me who is on a slightly smaller budget would be if they actually offered a smaller size, say a 50 gram like the Revolution one. I realise that that would mean that the cost per gram would be higher. That is normally the case when smaller sizes of products are offered, but if that meant that I could pick up a jar of the product for 10 to 15 pounds, maybe, let's say, when my skin really needs it, when it's feeling really congested and I urgently need something to clear it up, that would be really awesome. Anyway, I think that you guys have probably heard enough about my hormones for one day, so I'm gonna end the video here. I do want to say a huge thank you to Alya Skin for sending me the mask. I did really appreciate it. Even if the results that I got at the end of the month were not the ones that I was hoping for, I feel like at least I got a very rounded experience of trying the product out, and I know for sure when to use it, when it's gonna work for me, and just when to avoid it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said, I have another skincare review coming next month, which I'm pretty excited for. I need to go now because I think being in this very small room when the weather is going to be really nice outside, probably messing with my brain. But I've been inside for 2 months at this point, so what does it matter? Anyway, as always, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of it. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on my next video. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye guys!